Hey hey! Ciao nice people! Welcome on this new stream of game development! Finally, I should have time to finally start working on something. I definitely started on broad strokes to make some sort of intro. And there is some sort of well, I made just in a 20 seconds a quick intro to the battle, like this. There is a zoom, and there's a transition to the battle here. It's quick, but it works, okay? And as long as it works, everyone is happy. I also put some music. I realized I don't have a lot of free-to-use battle music, so I managed to find something around. So, what are we doing today? We had the Sokoban minigame still to fix, but honestly, we can work on something new. I can fix the Sokoban minigame out of stream. Here, we need to do other sort of minigames, because we don't have a lot. We have the button ones, and we have the Sokoban. We need a lot more to make more sort of dodges. So, I want to make some sort of variation though to the button one, but maybe later. Like, you need to press them in the right order. For now, I want to make something like Snake. Literally, Snake to dodge. Like, you start with some sort of follow age, and you need to take apples, like whatever there are. The more you eat, the more follow age you have. How to go with it? We can just make events that follow the player. We could make the... I think we could make the real follow age here. We could use the real followers, yeah. We still need to work on a lot of it, but this will definitely work. So, how do you change the max followers in a game? I did it on VXAs, not on this though. Also, I can't really have duplicates. I can't add the same character twice. So, or do we use events? I think using events overall could be a little better. I think it may. Let's see. So, first of all, we want the player to start with a follow age. All spawned in the same slot. So this won't be easy to program, but easier than the Sokoban minigame. Let's see if we can do it in today's stream. Okay. We have the plugin now. We can have it here. Snake minigame. That's how it's called. Okay, how does it start? Well, first it needs to spawn to set up, right? Also, it's a function. So what do we need to do? We need to set up first spawn followers for Snake minigame. We have a number here. And followers. We say 5 for now. Okay. We need also to number them. Ooh. This will be a little more tricky. And then we also need to spawn an apple Snake minigame. Okay, that's it. We should also spawn some sort of bar. Yeah, to have some sort of counter, but honestly, it's not a priority. So before everything, we also need to set up some things, like the position. We should save it in a bigger variable, so var followers, come on, position in snake minigame. Long name, I know. For now it's empty. And when we start it, we set it as empty as well. Okay. Now, on follower position, maybe we need the steps taken instead of the follower's position. We see what we need. Well, actually we could have both of them. Maybe it will be easier. And var player movements in snake minigame. The same empty. We redefine this one as well. Okay. Now what do we do when we spawn followers for snake minigame, which will be 5 this time? Number. We spawn a specific event. It still doesn't exist, so we will create it. It's the player. Another version of the player, of course. Here. I hope it's the right one. It is. Good. So, this one has walking animation. I'm sure that's tapping. And can't go through, so it will body block you. There will be no game over if you touch it, because there's a time limit. Okay, snake part. That's it, we don't need anything else. It's the event number 5. Let's see. Galv spawn event here. That's what we need. Hazard. No, we need the other one. Okay, because those are defined false, so they will despawn after our dodge minigame. Returning here. Now, for each of those we spawn the event 5 in the position of the player. So, game player X and game player Y. They spawn on everything. I don't know how to define it. Wait. All. Oh, all is fine. Okay. We need to spawn this number times. So, for E0, E less than number, E is plus plus. We spawn it number times. And for each time, we should add it to the list. So, follower position is next minigame, we add them. Should we start from 1 or 0? I would say from 1, since the 0 should be the player. Should we keep the track of the player as well? Sure, why not? So, follower position here. The player is the number 1. We define it as the first value. Okay. Then we add others right after. And here we add to the follower position push the same array. Okay, now we will have multiple values. The value number 0 is the player position, the 1 is the other event position. For now, they start on the same tile. We need to add something on the listener for our movement. Because when we move, let's see, there should be a listen. Something like check player position. This one. This one checks the player when it moves. We should add another condition to check if we are doing a snake minigame. So, this one doesn't start. Nice. We need another one. If the player moved here, well, what should we do first? Well, first we move everything. Then we check if the player stepped on an hazard, because that's also possible. So we check another switch. We need a switch here that tells us if we are in the snake minigame. If we are, then we need also to call the very on in snake minigame. We need a no, we don't need a direction. Well, we may. But we can understand from even without extra conditions. Okay, so we need to elaborate when the player moves, because the snakes needs to follow him. We are really programming snakes. Let's go. Well, a snake, not snakes. So, what do we do? Simply, we should visualize it a little better, maybe. So, we have our party members here. We can make them different. Here and here. If this one moves, the number 2 needs to go on the position of the number 0, and the number 2 on the position of the number 1, and so on. That's kinda straightforward. Kinda. So, we don't even need player movement in snake minigame, maybe. Yeah, we don't. Go away. So, when we move, we need to go for each follower. We need to move them. So, for j less than the follower's position in snake minigame length. Okay, and for each of them, we need to move them in the position of the next one and update the value of the first one. We start from 1 then, because the 0 is the player, and it cannot go in the position of the -1. Okay, so first we need to move them. How to move an event? I'm definitely not the best one at remembering. Again, we should open Artisio to remember how is the code to move something towards a direction. We won't even have problems on pathfinding, because they need to move one single tile. And there's only one right way to move on the right tile next to you, right? Move straight. Okay, here. Okay, so the function is this: game map events, this event ID, which we don't know. We don't know. We can call it snake ID. Okay. So it moves on snake ID. Moves the snake ID straight. And finds direction. Okay, here. Okay, this code asks the engine to find in which direction to move. So we move the snake ID towards the direction of the previous event. previous X and previous Y are the value of the followers in the snake minigame. Not of the current iteration, but of the value before. And we need the value for the X, the other for the Y. Also, the snake ID is the ID of the event we need to move. Wait, I now realize. Game map. Does it allow to... Okay, yeah. It gets the events we need. Awesome. So, we need to get the ID of the event we are moving. So we need to save, together with the position, also the ID. Like the 0 for the player. While for the events, we need to spawn it find it ourselves. Well, actually, it happens here, right? Wait. There's literally a function for it. Here, last spawn event ID. That's super simple. That's hyper convenient. Let's go. So here, game up last spawn event ID. Wow, I love when it all comes together. So the snake ID is the value number 2 of this event, though. Okay. We need to move this event on the coordinates of the one in front of us. So wait, it's not previous, it's next X. Next Y. Again, they are moving on the coordinate of the next one in line. It's like making a long line with a snake. Okay, here. Moves this event in the right position when we move everyone in the snake minigame. And last thing, we need to update their value in the list here. So what do we do? Well, we update the value in the list. That's literally what I said. So in the position J, we need to update both the 0 and the 1. The 0 is the coordinate X, and the 1 is the coordinate Y. We need to update this value, which will be the one of the next in line. So J-1, J-1 and J-1 on the coordinate Y. And after we do all of this, we need to update the value of the only one we didn't check, the player. Because the player moves by its own, right? We are not hand-holding the player after all, huh? So we update the value, the first value, the X, as the current game player X. The same with the Y. For the value 1. Okay. Again, 0 X and Y is the 1 is the Y. And the 2 is the ID, but the player has the 0. That's enough, at least for make it to work at the start, right? Again, I would be surprised if this works, but let's see. I feel like I will be missing something, but who knows? We don't know until we try. There's a problem though. This will not be called in any place, so we need to define our new move. So, shock attack, snake, liar, snake, liar, attack, snake, liar, attack, that the snake, liar is attacking. Okay, so we need all the information here. So we have terrain shape, and the shape of the attack we can make a simple tile. This one is harder, okay. Dodge is 13, the timer is pretty long. We can make 10 seconds. Type is, well, physical. The power, you can make it a little stronger, and hazard, it doesn't spawn one. We should define later how long it should be and with how party members we start, but for now, here it is. So, it calls the dodge number 13. There is no dodge number 13, so we need to define it. So here, dodge number 13 we call the common event number 13. Snake. So what do we do? Well, first we define the start that most of them have similar. So we define dodge sentence is the snake for now. The requirement. Okay, this is important. It's the requirement of the food we need to take. For now, we can set it as 7. We show the text, and here there's the code. Okay. Is there anything I need to do? Movement route, we don't need any of those, right? Okay. Maybe we need the dodge timer count that counts down. Okay. Everything else is set up. We don't need this. Okay. We just need to set up everything here. Set up snake minigame. Easy. Very convenient there's a function with that name. Oh wait, we did it. Okay. So now we have something that works. Let's see though. Is there animation for this? There is an animation, interesting. Oh well. We need to give the enemies the attack 11. Here. Now they can only use this attack. Let's see if it works. Oh, launch please. Okay. Oh wait, still fine. Wait, it's calling the wrong thing. It's calling the wrong thing. Wait. Set up snake minigame. Oh no. Oh no, I inverted the two. I inverted the two. No problem, we can create a backup here, and we replace them. Okay, here. We swap them, right? Okay. I went a little in a panic, but it's working. Still a problem here, because we partially replaced one or the other. Like here, the Sokuban, with dodge requirement, we messed up the value. Okay. Other things? No. Okay. Now we can see. Oh wait, we also swapped the name. Yeah. Okay. Also, since we are here, we can start straight here without the animation at the start. We still saved a lot of time without having the title screen or whatever. Let's see. The jet snake and spawn an apple. Ah, yeah, because we need to define it. Well, we are not using it now, so for now we do it empty, just to avoid problems. Oh, I can move before it starts. Okay. Let's see. Oh, no. Okay, they don't move. Yeah, because we didn't. Wait. No, we are missing something. You can clearly see they spawned. Well, just to be sure, let's make it transparent. I cannot really understand. Remove this one. Yeah, they are definitely spawning. Just to see it better, sure. We can have them different for now. Priscilla, come and help. Okay, you can see Priscilla, so it's working. Still, she's not moving. Why? Does this trigger? We will see from the console log. No, she's not moving. And they're not calling anything to move her. So, we are missing something here. Check player position. Here is when I'm moving. And when I move, check the... I forgot to activate a switch. To say to the game, yeah, we are playing the snake minigame. Okay, okay. So, switch is snake minigame is on. Switch is on. And let's go. In your face! Ha! I also changed the font. Let's see. Okay. Still a step forward. Cannot read 2. 642. Here. Cannot read properties of 2. Is this stored in a very unpractical way, maybe? Let's see. We print the entire array and see how it's used. Okay, here we see the array, and it has all the values. See the coordinate x and y and the event. Cannot read properties of undefined. It's 50 column 58. Okay, apparently this one is a 2. Wait. Let's see. The current loop we are in. The 2. Wait, 0, 1, 2. Yeah, they all have 2 parameters. I don't see the issue. Let's update. So the problem is... it's looping everything. So the issue is... it's out of the loop. Yeah, it's doing one extra loop. I found the mistake. Now we should do one less loop. Okay, seems to work. And they are following... there's a random Priscilla! Priscillas are going everywhere. That's weird. Wait. That's charming. That's very charming, actually. Why, though? Wait. I need to know. That's very charming. Let's see. Skill here. We can give the skill more time. So I can have more time to check whatever it's happening. That's so cool. I don't know why it happens. So, 1 Priscilla, 1, 2. They all move at the same time. Because they try to move towards the direction of the previous one. I get it. I got stuck. Let's go. Let's cheat through. Okay. Yeah. When the cycle is broken, they will body block me, usually. Though it's kinda cool having Priscilla's following you. Oh, I'm out. Can I go? Okay. Okay, what's the issue here? Maybe we should start checking the issue seriously. So, here, 1, 2. I did the second one, they all move at the same time. Why? Well, okay, the first one was... The first Priscilla was checking my coordinate. And the second Priscilla was checking the coordinate of the one before. Ah, can it be that... Yeah, I need to start from the bottom of the list, maybe. Yeah, I do. Because if I update one, all the next ones will be updated with the same value. If I set a value to the one, I need to set the same one to all the others. So I need to start working backwards. So j starts from the length minus 1. And we stop when j, as long as j is more than 0. Stops with 0 because it's the player. Okay. Sounds more reasonable. And the player, we can update. Yeah, we update the player at the end as we did before. Let's see. Oh, again, problem again, because we start at 6, right? No, but I subtracted 1. 5, 6. Ah, yeah, we are still adding 1 to the list. Okay, now we are going backwards. Now we are evolving just backwards. I mean, we are checking the code backwards. Bam! Get this. So. Yeah, you're kinda right. No, that's not how it works. Come on! Priscilla's, no! That's not the right moment to go randomly. Priscilla's, no! Let me see again. So, 1, 2, doesn't move. Why? Seems like the player is on 8-6. Here. The other Priscilla is on 8-5, right? But it says the other one is on 7-5. But it's false. And the others are on 6-5, which is right. So it's like it's not moving it. And if I move now, one is right, the other one is kinda late. And same with the other two. I don't get it. It's like it's not moving. What if we print the idea? It should take the coordinate of the previous one. Wait, it's the same, right? Well, I think it's more readable if I do this. Okay. So find the direction. Maybe it's considered block. Wait. Yeah, because by working backwards, the one before starts moving, but that means they can't, because they will start to move, but there's one in the front of them, and the one in front moves after, so that's an issue. We need first to move them in order, then to move them to update the values backwards. Or I think it's better to just save extra values here, like the previous values. A little annoying. Well, you can save them in an array. I don't know why we saved those but not the others. Oh well. So that means every time we create an event, we also set their previous coordinates. just to avoid making 2 loops at once. Even if maybe it would be more readable, I don't know. So now, we return back. We starting from 1 to 100, or how long it is. We go from start to finish in order. And we go until we reach the entire length. We don't go backwards anymore. Okay, so what do? We get ID, we get the next, which here it's not stored again. Here it's stored on 30 and the other one on 31. Okay, this is the big difference. Okay. Then we move it in that direction. Then we update this value, but before updating it, we save it. We save it on the value we created for the next event we are making. So here on J3, we save both of them. We save the X and the Y. So those one. X and Y. So then again, the next one we'll check. That means though, we do the same with the player here. We update the value here, but we also need to update the previous value. So 3, just, no wait, 0, 3. Of the first value, which is the player, we need to update the direction the others need to refer to. Because I'm moving one tile forward with the player, but the other followers behind me needs to know where I was. So I'm saving here where I was. Which was, again, stored on those coordinates. Which I was about to override. Okay. Should be fine. Again, should... Okay, let's go, mister. Okay, seems to work! Seems to work! We have our harem of Priscillas! Oh, that's a... wow. Okay, if I run, they will... Well, I will deactivate the run button, actually. We have our Priscillas! Wow! Well, actually, even if we run, it's a visual bug, but will not bug anything. Also, we cannot walk on them, so you will lose the dodge if you do. Though it's a little inconvenient that the last one is not transparent. Because usually in Snake, you won't lose in this situation, because you do one step and here. Well, I don't care. Let's leave it like this. So what do we do with this? Except having fun? Well, we need to eat some fruits. Which shape will the fruit have? I don't know. We see now. Whatever we have. Oh, come on. Wrong tile set. Anything? I don't think we have a lot. There is one, sure. Okay, this one is, I would say, below the player. And when you touch it, it triggers a player touch event. Okay. What does it touch? It's on Apple Grab Snake minigame. Okay. What does it do? First, it increments a value. Because I still need to count how many I got. To see if I won the minigame or not. Let's see. Dodge progress, we add 1. And if we won or not, which will be determined in the dodge player count here, we can copy the condition. Because if the minigame is over, it does this. Well, it doesn't matter though, because... Well, we still keep it, just in case. So if the dodge progress is more or equal to the dodge requirement, it's over. If it's less, the minigame is still on. If it's less, we need to call this script on apple grab snake minigame. That says we grabbed an apple. What do we do when we grab an apple? Well, first we spawn another apple. And then we also spawn another follower. Ooh, okay. This will not be straightforward, huh? So. Maybe we should change the function name here, spawn follower, a single one, for snake minigame. And instead of doing it here, we have a loop before where for each of them yeah, for it. So basically we are changing the function to spawn followers to only spawn one at a time. So we can have a multiple call in the setup. So this one can be used for something else. So now let's see if it's the same. Because I basically moved the multiple spawns of followers in the setup. And here the follower snake minigame only spawns one at a time. Let's see. Seems to work. Always check if your changes messed up anything. Okay, so that means we can spawn an extra follower for free. Well, except the coordinates now are wrong. They don't spawn on the player. They spawn on the last one. That's not even hard to do because here we can just get the last value of the array. So, last snake chords. We get the coordinates of the last portion of the snake minigame. We get its length, -1. Maybe we can access the last value by just setting -1, but this one works. So now we are getting the information of the last part of the snake. That means we can get the X like this. Same for the Y. Okay, so now instead of spawning on the player, the Priscillas spawn on the position of the last one. Also, I need also to update on the other parameter we created before. Okay, okay. Let's see now if we... Ah, wait, we're still missing an apple, right? Let's see if they spawn correctly, though. They do? Okay. Now, we just miss spawning the apple. So, Galv, we spawned the event number 6 on a random position. On a random position which is not occupied by an event. Could be occupied by an hazard, but I would prefer not. Let's see. We make a... I want to make a while, but I will do a for, just in case we find an infinite loop. k less than 1000, or I don't know. It's fine. K++. So what do? We define the random coordinates where to spawn it. So we define the random x and y. And here we define a random value between two numbers. Between the arena length and height. Let's see if I remember how to define a random. A random between two numbers. So we multiply it by... I don't remember how to set between a range. Something like max minus minimum plus minimum, right? Yeah, because if I set a random between 10 and 20, oh, let's see, 8 and 20, we have 20 minus 8. So this is the range plus the minimum. We already have the range, which is the arena length plus the arena start x. Okay, we need also to flatten up the number. And now we are getting a random x coordinate. Same with the y. And we get the my arena height and the start y. Okay, we are getting two numbers. Now we need to check if there is an event on that value. Let's see here. We check if there is an event on the coordinate random x, random y. I don't remember what it returns. Let's see. Ah, wait, we need to call it differently here. Returns a list or 0. Wait. Yeah, returns a list or 0. So let's see. If the thing is diff equal to 0, that means we are done. Break, right? Okay. Otherwise it goes up to 100 and spawns on... we can default it to... Let's see. I wonder if there's a way... No, it's fine. It's fine. If it doesn't work, it will spawn on a tile which is probably inaccessible, but at least we can see it. We should have an alert. So, if k equal to 999, we do alert able to spawn apple. Okay, here. And then we spawn it on those coordinates. Okay. Let's see if it works. We will spawn the apple at the start of the minigame, so it should be fine. Oh! I knew it. Filter. Filter? What's filter? Game of events? Huh? Ah, okay. It's from this that we called. So the problem is calling this one. What's the issue? Did I call it right? Yeah. It asks for X and Y. Maybe the condition... I don't think the condition is wrong. Okay, mister, don't bug. I knew it. What's the problem? Okay, this is calling event XY. Probably because it does, right? Yeah, it's called event XY. Maybe the X and Y are wrong, are not whole numbers. But it's math floor, right? Let's see. Weird, because they are rounded up. Maybe they're negative. How? For 6, they seem right numbers. Are those valid? For... yeah, it's this tile, it's completely valid. What's wrong? Why can I not check those values suddenly? That's a mystery. Oh, hello, Zephyr. The stream is jammy, thanks. It's having good music in the background. Though I'm using the music for a long time, so now I know every music at heart. I should try to add the musics I used for my games. Still free to use musics. Though maybe I need some extra work to show the credits when they play. Because it would be a shame to have the music without crediting them. This is different, it's a Nintendo radio, an official one, but still works. Yeah, I would love to hear my music here. Well, my music I used for my games. We're trying to understand why this one doesn't work. Or works but gives an error, where before it didn't. So I call event x y exclude, which calls event xy, which calls events. Maybe we should look for game up events. Events xy. I don't remember what it's called, but this is a default feature, so... Wait, what if it's not a number and it's a string? I don't think it's the case, but... Let's see. What if I sum them? Will I get a number or a string? That's how I debug. So it's a string, so why it's wrong? Random x, random y. And it's happening only once, right? Yeah, so it's an error on the first time. First round. Sure, let's see. Event XY. Oh, wait, no, it was called Event ID. No, wait. Events XY. Okay. Should be called a manager. No, objects. Here. So it's calling this event filter. So the issue is here. So events is undefined. These events. I don't get it. This is a default feature. Why it's not working yet? No, wait. No, that's not normal. Because this one worked normally. Calling this one normally doesn't give a problem. Like, if I do it here, alert, and call game map prototype thing exclude. Well, I could actually call directly the other one at this point. I can call events xy. Since I don't need to get exactly... that means it won't spawn on my camera event. But for now, let's see if this works. No, same problem. I can do... If I call this in the game here... Say 4-4. It's definitely not crashing, right? Oh! Why it's now a problem? Why it's now a problem? Did I call it wrong all this time? How did I call it before? Here I give an X and Y coordinate. And before it didn't crash. Wait. Because I don't need to write prototype. I don't. I messed up. I'm calling it on the definition of the class, not on the object. The object still confused me. Here, okay. Now it's working. I just called it wrong. I dialed the wrong number. Okay, let's see now. Okay, the apple spawned exactly under the enemy, so it's not good, but let's see. Wait, because I didn't put a negation, right? Yeah, if there is no event, then spawn the apple, not the opposite. Also, for some reason, it still didn't trigger. Let's see. Below player touch. Okay. Oh wait, since I'm here, I should play a sound effect to show that, to get a feedback. I never heard this default sound effect, but it works. So, because I realize the apple doesn't despawn. Let's see, the apple is here. We get an extra pre-shield, but first, they cannot walk on the apple. Second, it doesn't despawn. Do we get an extra pre-shield though? I don't think we are getting an extra pre-shield though. But at least I appreciate that it stops everything when you end the dodge. First it should go through, and then it should be deleted. Is there a way to delete it directly? We can just do... We place this event on 0, 0. And then we delete it. Okay. So, other pre-shillas are not spawning. Let's see why. On apple grab, spawn apple. And it's not spawning a pre-shilla here. Okay. Now every apple spawns another apple and a pre-shilla. let's see. They are still not going. Why? There are more Priscillas, one are also got out, but why? Wait, it spawns below me. Right? It's wrong, it should spawn below the last Priscilla. Why? Let's see. Oh, I forgot to change to set up what I was changing. So I get the coordinate of the last Priscilla, and it spawns under those coordinates. I did the edit for halfway there. So 1. We get extra Priscillas, extra more, and we can see the other Priscilla behind the other. And now I lost. Okay. Okay, the minigame is interesting actually. Okay, by cheating though it messes up a little the order. Without cheating you definitely can get stuck. You need to be fast here. And get every Priscilla, yeah. Oh, here is a little tough. No, it's fine. With a time limit maybe. And more Priscilla. Maybe it should start with more Priscillas. Though, for now, let's change the time limit and put it to 700. And we should have better arbitrary numbers for now. Wait, it's done, right? We did it. We have the Priscilla minigame. We don't need anything else. Right? We just need the graphics, but apart from that, we have it. Oh, okay, wait, I'm stuck. Ouch. It's a little harsh, though. Maybe I should start with one more Priscilla, but reduce the requirement. Like the requirement by 1. Okay. So we have one extra Priscilla, but right away. Let's see, Priscilla's here. Oh, okay, this is a little tough. The timer is a little tough here. Yeah, we need more timer. Definitely more timer for this. We can have 1000 frames. Also, I should increase the length a little more, because definitely the player is not really fit for this. Okay, never mind, I got it. So, it's partially also luck based. Like here I got decently lucky. I should increase the Priscillas by 1 just for good measures. Okay, here. So the player will get a little more stuck. Even if I should parameterize this one. Which will not be hard, because I can just... Well, first, the timer is already set up here. But we should also... I think we already have it, right? Where is it? The requirement for the HUDs... Wait. Because every hazard, I want different degrees. Like, we can make it a little harder with a simple value. Let's see. Yeah, here. The requirement is saved on value 43 too. I don't remember what it was. So, 43. 43? Or wait, was it 53? Okay. Maybe 53? No, it's 43. So, what does entice value 43? I completely forgot. It's not written anywhere, huh? It's not written anywhere. Here. Maybe here? 44. I swear it. Oh, wait, here? Dodge info? I need to check where the value is used, maybe. Maybe here? 53, enemy data. Okay, here. It's the dodge info. Get dodge info from move. That's this simple. I forgot about this one. So. Get dodge info from move. And this is called every time. So we get the dodge type, the timer, requirements, which not a lot of skills have. Let's see. This one doesn't have requirements. This one neither. They all should. Requirements. This should be hazard, power, dodge. Okay, the buttons to press. Let's say 4 buttons. The snake layer attack. The requirements here are the apples to take. 6. Okay, and we need another parameter here, which is starting value, which are the priscillas that follow you at the start. We can have 7. So let starting value, and we have the same thing here. We read the parameter starting value, written correctly though. Okay. If there is no starting value, we need to default it. If starting value is undefined, starting value default to 1, we say. Okay. So now that we get this information, and we also add it to the list, we can refer to the value number for 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Of the variable 43. So it's simple to read now. Because now we can just do this. The followers is the value in the game variable 43 on coordinate 3. Okay, the value is stored here. And I think by default here, no, the buttons the apples we need to take is 6. But no, we need to read the value from the skill, which for now will still be 6 though. Also, I was thinking of making a minigame where I can walk on each tile only once, but I can just make infinite priscillas and it's the same thing actually. I love playing Snake suddenly. Okay. Yeah, for example, if let's see if I can. If I say starting value 27 instead of 7, we start with 27 priscillas. Let's see how much it changes. I think we lose, but let's see. I already lost. Maybe if we walk way longer here. Maybe we can savage it. Yeah, we did it. We lost. Oh, wait. It's doable. Ah, I'm out of time. No, it's impossible though. If we make a very long snake, maybe, just maybe. I lost. Interesting though, I can just have 2 of those buttons to press. And we make a very hard minigame. Okay, interesting. Let's return it to 7 though. Okay, we did a snake minigame in, what, 1 hour? Wow, I'm very proud, honestly. Very proud. Okay, so we can try to do another one. I had another idea, I forgot though. Ah yeah, the invisible route, right? Let's see if we have other ideas. So I was trying to brainstorm some ideas in Italian. Oh, no use showing it here, right? The other idea was to have buttons to appear in an order, but we already have a button minigame. We can do it later. So we can do the right... There's a right path and we need to remember it. And we need to follow the right path. Unfortunately, yeah, because we have only these 3 types of dodge, we should at least have another one. So we need to draw a true path. So for example, do we have dark tiles? Like, no, okay. We can use purple. So even the idea of the entire field gets covered by like something like this, or yeah, 2 different colors. One like this, and the other one is the opposite, and it draws like a path, like draw something. Oh come on, something like this, and you need to follow it to save yourself. The problem is that when you do the first step, it disappears, and you need to remember it. Unfortunately, I cannot gradually make it disappear, so it will be very sudden. But that's the best I can do now. So, drawing it's straightforward. Planning a random path is a little weird. We did something similar. I think I have an idea. From the starting point, we define a random spot nearby. Here. From there, we define a random spot again nearby. We give preference to the furthest point, though. Here. And here we exclude, for example, this tile, because it's near the starting spot. So we go or here or here. And we exclude this one because it's near the other one, and so on. So that means every time we draw a tile, we tend to the furthest one, but we have some random in the middle. And we also block the nearby tiles to avoid being used, to avoid, well, shortcuts. Okay, sounds not too obnoxious to program, actually. So, first, we should define it here. Here. How to call it? Rainbow Road. Here, perfect. Just in time for Mario Kart. Okay, do that at the road. We don't have a requirement, so we can set it as 1. It's not a snake minigame, and here we need to set up Rainbow Road minigame, which we will do right now. Okay. How do we do? Well, as I said, it's not too obnoxious, hopefully. So first, we define a random direction. We give preference, we give priority to the furthest away the player is, or the furthest point. So to avoid a situation like this, where I start here, I randomly go here, here, and it's already stuck. It's too easy, because the other spots are blocked. This one blocks the one around, this one blocks those 2, and this one can barely go here. So yeah, we should give priority to the furthest points. Then if it makes a short route, it's not even a problem. Okay. So how do we choose the furthest point? Well, we just need to do some math. Who doesn't love math? We need to get first the current coordinates. So we need to get the coordinates of the player. And we can have all of them at once. Maybe it's better. Okay, we have x and y of the player. We have the starting coordinates. From here we need to find the furthest point. To find the furthest point, how do we do? We have the limit, the boundaries of the arena, so let's see. All distances. First also we need to define them like that. Okay. So all the distances. We need to get all the 4 distances. So from below, from the left, from right, from up. I always choose this order. So the distance from below is start chords y, and we subtract arena and y. Okay, it's straightforward. From the distance from the upper part, it's the opposite. It's the start of the arena x, arena start y, minus the starting y. Okay, so this is the distance from below and from above. We need the middle stuff. So from left, it's my arena start x minus start coordinate of the x. And to end it, it's the opposite. Start coordinate of the x minus my arena and x. The distance from the right spot. Okay. Now we have all the distances. We need to find the furthest one. We could make that we choose randomly, based giving more weight on the most furthest one. But I want to give it more weight. Also, we need to consider that we should exclude some directions. So maybe we should take in consideration only the first ones. Or I would say okay, so first we should remember them, because I kinda want to place them in order. I want to sort this array. Do I have to? Because I don't want to remember how to sort an array, even if I should. Well, okay, yeah, I definitely need to remember how to sort an array. Because I want, since I'm sorting the array, I won't remember which one is up, which is down, and etc. So I'm storing an extra value. 2 for down, 4 for left, 6 for right, and 8 for up. Okay, now I have all the values. Now I just need to order the array from the furthest distance to the closest. How do I do it? I don't remember. Let's see. Sort. Okay, yes. Thanks. Exactly this. We have sort AB with a function, and we return the difference. How do I define that? AB usable skills. I think it's A minus B. I don't remember which determines if it's crescent or decrescent order. ascending or descending, so not crescent. Okay. Oh, do I also need to assign the array again, or... Ah, I don't even need to assign the array, awesome. So, our distances, dot sort, we have A, B, and we have the function. That's how it works, right? And we return the value of the distance from each of them, and we compare them. Okay, I suppose that's how it works. Now this one will be sorted based on the most distance, the furthest one. Now we need to clean the array. We should clean it before, doesn't change, because we need to remove moves that are not allowed, like on an event, or on an enemy specifically, on a tile that's not walkable. So we need to consider the direction we are moving towards. For that we need our dir array, which probably should be global at this point, but here, let direction values, which again we need to store for each direction. I think we called it exactly like this. Yeah, we have plenty of those. Not this one, right? This is... Okay, yeah, it's exactly this one. So what is this for? It's to, well, how to explain? Instead of having case by case, if it's up, I subtract 1 from y. If it's right, I add 1 to the x. Instead, we can just use the parameters of the direction to reference which direction to check. I hope by seeing it in, working, it will clean some doubts. Okay, so we need to first check if every tile is walkable. So for each, let key equal 0. For each value in all distances, we can also say for each value of the direction, so for, we check if the direction is valid. So if the let's see, so we have the start chords, so new let next x is start chords x plus the direction, which is here. So if the direction is below, we add the value of below. So here we check every direction, right? We check the direction below, above, left, and right. So we need to simplify this one since we have only 4 parameters. So we check for 0, 1, 2, and 3. For 0 we check below. For 1 we check left. For 2 we check right. And 3 we check up. Because again here we add 0 to x and subtract 1 from y. That's why we check above. And for next y we do the same with the other direction. Okay, and here we check if those next parameters are walkable, which probably I already defined this, but I'm not even sure. Here. Okay, we need to call this, and we need also to call it the one for the arena, because supposedly they are not the same. So if the tile is walkable of the next x and next y, mainly now if there's an event on top of it, and we need to check if it's inside the arena. Same with x and y. Okay, what do we need? If it's not walkable or it's not inside the arena, then it's not a valid tile to move towards. So we just remove it. How do we remove it? With splice, probably. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, we don't even need to assign the value again. Okay. So we spliced. We remove the value here. Distance is splice. We remove on the array on the specific value. The problem is, even if this one is not yet started, we know the right is on the second value, but we don't know if it's always true, because if we remove the first value, this one becomes the zeros one. So maybe we can just reset them, set them to 0 or to undefined. Yeah, we can set them to undefined. And later clean them. Okay. Or even better, to avoid problems here, no, we can remove them after this. Okay, so if it's not walkable, we delete the entire entry, and then we clean the array. We need another 4. 4 equal to 0 and less than the array length and L++. Okay. Now for each value in the array, we check if it's undefined. If it is, we remove it. So we remove from the index L only that value. Okay. That's still not valid because we skip some values. That's wrong, actually. That's wrong. We should do for each. Because again, if we clean the second value, the third value becomes the second one and it's messed up. So we should just decrease, recount the same line. Because again, if we clean the line number 2, the line number 3 becomes number 2. So we need to do the number 2 again. We need to do another round of line number 2 here. And we do it by not increasing the L each round. And the function takes the L. Haha! I'm sorry, you win, don't worry. That's it, right? Now we check if the array is empty or not. Yeah, because if this one removes the last value, I hope it doesn't cause problems here. It shouldn't. Okay, if it's exactly 0, we need to end it. If it's not, though, we need to continue. So we need an else here. No way to go. And this will finish everything. For now, though, if we have a way to go, we sort all the distances based on the furthest away. If there is only one, well, we can make a condition. If there is only one, if all distances maybe we should still sort. I hope it doesn't cause problems if there's only one value. We will see. So we sort them based on which is the option that goes furthest away. And now we choose them by random. Well, first we choose the first value. For now we choose the first value we get. Maybe later we can choose another one. So, how do we save them? We need to define a road. So, the final path will be, well, it starts on the player chords. I should probably copy those again to avoid referencing issues. Okay. First parameter. We don't need other parameters, right? Only the coordinates. Okay. So now we add to the final path the next coordinate. Yeah, the next coordinate here, which is identical to the other code we did before. Okay, but instead to adding them to... Oh, okay. So, here it's referencing the starting coordinates, but it only works for the first tile then. That means we need to update those coordinates after each move. We can do it here. They won't be starting coordinates after the first move, but honestly it's not a big deal. Okay. We can also define it before. No, it's fine. So here in each line, each tile, we update and add the next one. Though those are not updated because again, we check every direction which is the best one. We take the first one for now, but we need to define to get which is the next tile. So again, the start chords, and we sum the value based on the direction. How we get the direction is in the second value of the all distances array. So it's let's see, direction is exactly as all distances on the parameter on the in first, the value number 1, and this is the direction on x and y, and we add it here. We add it to the final path, and we restart again. We should do a while, because I don't think it will ever loop infinitely, unless we write it badly. I hope we don't, you know. So let's do it again. Right here. While we can do all distances length is more than 0, and we put everything inside. Okay, it will definitely crash the first time, right? It will definitely crash or infinite loop, or who knows, both for the first time in life. So as long as all distances is more than 0, it will get defined right away. So even if it's 1, it will reset and check other roads. I think it will infinite loop though, because we didn't add exclusion zones. Because here we just need to check if the tile is walkable. We also need to check if the tile is, how to say, got excluded. Because if we start here and go here, we need to exclude those tiles. Because if we walk, well, go here and here, we need to exclude those. Because I cannot go here and here, because it will create not a straight corridor. We want to be most Final Fantasy 13 than we can, okay? For now. That means we need to check. We need to have another condition. We check if the tile is walkable, if the tile is inside the arena, and if the tile is free. Is tile next rainbow? This one needs to be true. Okay, so that's why we don't put an exclamation point. And again, we check for the coordinates next x and next y. We need to make the function for it. And we do it here. X and y. Here we need to read the array where we stored every value. We don't have it though. That's why we should, yeah, add other parameters. I would say we should add excluded tiles, which we didn't define. That's why we define it right now. And of course, we start with game player X and Y as always. Okay, and every time we finally find a path, we need to add all the tiles around to the excluded ones, except the one we choose. So let's see, how do we do it? There's definitely better ways, but I have an idea. So, mark order nearby tiles as not worth, not valid. Okay, how do we do it? We have one direction, not the band, the direction we are moving towards. That means we can get the other direction, other two directions, right? I wonder if I should do it. Yeah, I should do it before this, because we still need the coordinates we are moving from. So let order dears. And we define all the directions, 4, 6, 8. And we need to find the imposter among us, right? Because again, we are creating a path towards a direction defined here. So there is an imposter among us. One of those is the direction we move towards. We need to exclude the others. How do we know? Good question. There is a function on JavaScript that allows you to get the index, right? Index of. Opera is a little slow, give it some time. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure I'm happy I switched to Opera, but here, let it load. Let it load! Let it load! Okay, yeah, it's simple. Index of, and we get the value. And then we can do a splice. Super easy. Index dir is others dir index of the index of the direction we need to exclude, and then we do other dirs splice index direction, and we remove that value. Okay, now other direction will have ejected the imposter. And now we have all the direction we need to store on the array that says to exclude. Again, since we are moving above, we need to exclude the other directions here. I cannot walk here again, otherwise you see, we create a shortcut. That means we need to do a for for let h, I don't know why I am creating other letters, h less than, we can do others there. And now for each of them, we add them to the list. So it's exactly this thing. Next, we can call them differently maybe. Okay. So for each of them, we check the next in line, the tile next to them. Again, we start here and we go up. So we need to check the one on the left, below, and right. So we need to sum, for example, 1 to the x, 1 to the y, and subtract 1 from the x. Again, it's everything saved here. So we can use the code before. So we get the coordinates from which we start, and we add direction value based on the direction we are checking, which is others direction h. Now that we have the coordinates, we add them to excluded tiles. We add next direction x, next direction y, and we are done. We updated it. Now we send it to this next tile rainbow, this tile next rainbow, and it's simple. We just need to check if the value is inside, which we already did, right? Yes, last time. I don't remember where exactly, but while we are creating the Sokoban minigame, we were checking. I think we did a double for loop though. I don't think we did something clever. Yeah, we did something like this. We can copy the code though. It's simple. We loop, well, simple, relative. We loop the entire array of the, how did he call it? Did he call it? Excluded. So we loop the entirety of excluded tiles. We loop the entirety of excluded tiles, and for each x and for each y, we check if the x and y match to at least or even a single coordinate. So yeah, here we check if they match, and if they match even one of them, that means yeah, then the next tile is not valid. So we return true. Okay, that should be it actually. We just need to decide what to do when the while is over. It will definitely take a while. Well, we will get on the final path all the tiles we will walk on. We could draw it just for... Well, we will still show it to the player, but maybe in a different way. Let's see. How did we draw it? Draw reachable tiles here. At the end, we make a simple draw reachable tiles, and we add the path. Let's see if it works, or it will crash the first time. I would go for it crashes the first time, but who knows. So we need to add an attack for this though. The blue shell. It's the Mario Kart, huh? Okay, dodge is number 14. The timer is way lower. 500. Included the time to memorize the path. Power 40, we will see later. We don't have requirements of starting value, so we can default to 1 and 1. Or, doesn't matter. Well, we can have the starting value to define the max length of the path, but for now we can go with this. Let's see if it does crash or not. Oh wait, we also need to add the skill to the enemies. They need to be able to use the skill 12. Also, there are still some beds on the ground. I hope it doesn't cause any problem. Hello, a bed. Oh, doesn't do anything. Ah, because I forgot to add it to the list. Here. The 14 calls the common event 14. The Rainbow Road. Should be Rainbow though. I don't think it is. Dojate Road. Okay. All distance is not defined. Where? 682. Not defined? Ah, because the first loop, they're not defined. I should do a do while then. Yeah. Wow. The do while is very uncommon. Sure, let's do it. Let's do. Wow. I never do a do while. I hope it's worth it. Because it definitely goes one time, right? Bam! Take this. What's now? Cannot read 0. Property of 0. No, property of undefined. 711. Something is undefined. Let's see which of those. 68. So the problem is here. Direction value, direction is not defined. Oh yeah, because... why? Oh yeah, because, yeah, they are defined differently here. We have a little problem. This has values from 0 to 3, but here the directions have 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm reading that value. I should well, simple. Again, here value 0, value 1, value 2, value 3. They go from 0 to 3. Here though, I'm trying to read them by value 2, 4, 6, and 8, and there is not value 8 there. That means I just need to change the value to map the value. Let's see. Here. The direction is not the direction which is stored there, but should be. Wait, is this used later? Yeah. At direction map. We divide the direction by 2 and we subtract 1. So the 2 will become 0. The 4 will become 1, 2, and 3. Super easy. And so we use this to read the value instead of the other one. And the rest is, oh, here, even this also, okay. We need also to work on this one. So for each loop, direction map is the current direction changed. Okay. Now we're trading the value from the array correctly. Let's go. I should remove the beds. What's wrong now? 73. All distance is not defined. What do you mean? Ah, because it's defined inside. Oof. Okay, here. Yeah, the scope is only inside the while. Oh! Infinity loop. We got an infinity loop. Yeah, first time today, huh? First time. Also, I need to be wary because it stays in the background and lags the computer. Here, I know it. I knew it. Okay, so why the infinite loop? Or no, loop size is more than 10. Sure, I will increase loop size plus plus. We define it here. Okay, we still need to see the problem. Well, for now, let's see if it works or there's a problem underneath. Why the infinite loop again? I fixed it. There's no infinite loop again. Surprise, there is. No, not OBS, I was about to close OBS. Because they change position all the time. That's a scam. One more. Okay. I saved though. I just need to go out of this. Loop size increases. Wait, it's also wrong because it starts. Oh wait, it's an or, right? Ah, never mind. Should be an and. So it will work until loop size is less than 10. Just to see if they draw a road or nothing works. Okay, here. Only 2 tiles though. That's a little underwhelming. What about you? The same road. Ah yeah, because it takes the furthest tile away. That's right. What if I go here? Okay, reasonable, but why only 2 tiles? Something is wrong and it's not with my world map. Also, the final path should be longer, right? Since it loops this much, cannot be this short, right? Here. 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. It loops back. Wow. That's interesting. Loops back and forth. Yeah, because I never told him to never go back after all. I admit I never did. Well, we just need to add the tile we walked from in the list of tiles to exclude. So it should be simple. And here exclude the tiles. Push as the last one, but not as afterthought. Well, maybe an afterthought. We add. We can add it before. Which was it? The current coordinates we are checking right now. Okay. Okay, now it probably won't dare to return back. Probably. Okay, that's way better. Yes, that's way better. That's way better. And definitely trying the long road here. Though the problem is... Ah. Okay, it's different because the enemy went there. I should maybe... There should be some randomness in the middle maybe, but... Let's see here. Because otherwise it's a straight line. Well, not really here. It's doing pretty well, actually. What about the other one? Interesting. Yeah, there should be some randomness, but not a lot. Just a little. Okay. So, it works. But first, we need to place a win condition, right? There is no win condition now. And also there is no lose condition neither, right? So we need to place some sort of way to trigger the player defeat or player win. We can place events randomly everywhere. Well, yeah, we can technically. We can. Yeah, I think it's the best way. Instead of checking the player if he walks on some tiles. Nah. I hope it doesn't overload with events, but it's RPG Maker, it shouldn't. Yeah, also to avoid... yeah, to make it simple, let's do it like this. I don't care. We don't have enough time to care about efficiency. First though, at the end we shouldn't add the previous tile on the excluded tiles list. Because, well, otherwise we add an event to lose on the right path. So we should instead add another condition. Let is previous tile. We need to check if the next tile on that direction is the tile we walked from. How do we know? Yeah, good question. I would say... So, the last value of the final path is the tile we are on. So we need to get... But you know what? We can also have let previous tile. We can have it here just to avoid having it empty. Oh, you know what? We can have it 0, 0. Just to avoid problems. Okay. And now we need to check if previous tile will be on previous tile. We need to compare the parameters. So we need to compare the X of the previous tile with the tile we are about to walk on, both for the X and Y. So this will be true if the tile we are about to walk on is the previous tile, to avoid loops. So, if it's true, I forgot the name, will be on previous tile. Okay. If it's true, then it removes that option. We need also to update this parameter though. We update it right at the end here. When we decide the right one. Right? Yeah. And when we don't need it anymore. Previous tile is equal to... where is it? Start chords 0 and 1. Okay. It updates. And now should work the same as before. Come on, please. I can do the record of 2 features made in 1 hour. Okay, it works. Now, we need to add first a winning event on the last tile. and a losing event on all the others. So for now they could have picture images, later though we will remove them. Maybe on easy mode it will appear, I don't know. So here I just set the progress to 10. Just to say, yeah, you win. While the wrong ones, we can... what do we place? We can... sure, have a... I don't know, lava here. Yeah, that's better. And this is an instant loss. How we define an instant loss? We could make that the progress goes negative. Yeah. Okay. And there should be an animation or something, I don't know. But for now, just a sound. Buzzer. This for now. Minecraft music. Player touch. Below characters. Okay, that's everything. Doesn't matter if it's true. Okay. Okay, this is the event 7. This is the event 8. That means at the end of the road, well, first, where do I spawn the stuff? Here. So at the end, after drawing the tiles, I spawn the event 7 on the final spot of the path. Should be, let's see. How do I get the last value from an array? I have to write array.length, or I can just write -1. Can I just... I don't think I cannot use just -1. I could with shenanigans and slice, but honestly it's better like this. So I get the last value of the final path for the X, and same for the Y. And I spawn the event exactly there. Also, I need to spawn one each time I exclude a tile. The number 8 this time. We add it to next direction, X and Y. This could spawn duplicates, but honestly, I don't care. Let's see. I should remove the beds. Yeah, that's something wrong. Yeah, I shouldn't spawn it if it's on the path. I should actually use this function for another reason. Before pushing the event in the excluded tiles, I can just, if is that tile on the rainbow, and instead of giving the excluded tiles, I give the path. Where is it? Final path. Okay, so this will tell me if those coordinates are in the final path. If they are, if they aren't, I can definitely add a game over on that tile. Not straight a game over, more like you lost the minigame. As a reminder, you just lost the game. Let's see now if it's better, if I'm forgetting anything. Okay, seems fine. Yeah, definitely fine here. And I win! Wow! Wow, indeed. Okay, just one thing, we are missing the lose condition. Or the lose management. Should be here. Dodge timer count. So, if this is more than the other, or... Yeah, because this runs every frame. So if 46 is more than 47, that means we completed the minigame. Let's convert it to script. If 46 is more than 47, was it more and equal? More or equal, okay. If more and equal than the variable 47, then you win the minigame. Otherwise you lose. No, wait. This should be run in the loop, right? Yeah. Never mind. So in the loop... Can I revert it back or... No, okay, it's fine like this. In the loop, when the timer reaches 0, it breaks the loop. Or we can break the loop when the timer... Does the timer disappear when it reaches 0? Okay, here. Okay, this is the same code. I should have used this one for this one. Okay. Here. If we completed the minigame and the timer is still running, we completed the minigame. No, not really, no. If we complete the requirements for the minigame before the timer runs out, we interrupt everything and we check if we did it again. So this is kinda redundant, but not anymore because here we added that we interrupt the minigame also if we have a lose condition. So if the variable 46 is less than 0. This should interrupt immediately the minigame. Let's see. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm so happy. We win! Woo! Yes, that's so cool. Okay, there should be some randomizing, but most importantly, the path should disappear the first step you do. That's why we should have another... Wait. Yeah, sure, why not having a switch even here? Rainbow Road minigame. Oh wait, we should also deactivate it at the end, I forgot. This could cause some issues. Okay. So on dodge on the movement, after the game realizes you moved, then instead of checking if it's the snake minigame, we check if it's the rainbow minigame. If it's not, if it is, we need to remove the thing. How do we remove the right path? I don't remember. Should be deleted something like clean place ties on layer. I don't remember the layer ID. We can do both of them. So, remove them on layer 2, and we can do layer 3, sure. Probably layer 2, but why not? Also, we deactivate the switch because we don't need it anymore. And so it doesn't run more than once. Let's see. Yeah, it disappears. Still easy, but not anymore, because... What if those are invisible? I should leave the target, because maybe it will be more reasonable, more understandable for the player. Maybe in the later levels it could be deleted. I need to remember this. Oh, yeah, oh, that's fun. Ah, yeah. Okay. That's fun. Yes. I wonder. I don't like the diagonal path that sometimes it takes. Though, I think I should be happy with this for now. Because if I do diagonal path, I will inevitably get a wrong road. I should incentivize it to go forward 2 tiles at a time. Instead of 1. To avoid diagonal problems. Or I can just randomize it. For now it's working. I can just add those 2 little things. So. Well, not really little, since I don't think they are super easy to program, but let's go. Yeah, I should define let previous direction chosen, sure. Just in case. And some randomness. So it chooses this one. I should have some randomness inside, so let value chosen the first one. But if we have more than one, we could choose the second one. Or yeah, the second one, I would say. Okay. So, with which degree we choose the next one? Well, we go if mat floor. No, we don't need the floor. If mat random is more than 0.7, so we can go 30%. Then value chosen becomes 1. So we choose the value after this, after that. Let's see if it gets used again. No. Okay, nice. Oh wait, yeah, okay, it's fine. That's it, right? It works. Okay. Let's see the randomness for now. Then we can add the priority for or suggestion for continuing the previous tile, but I don't see much randomness. Just a little, maybe. Well, I don't see randomness, to be honest. Let's see again. That's definitely not randomness here. Because we didn't implement. We didn't say to choose the index 0 or 1. It was always 0. Okay. Okay, that's more random. Okay, yeah, I like this more. This feels more random. Definitely. Oh, I like this. This is definitely not random, though. This is not even random. One more. Does it even happen, the random? I'm not even sure. Let's see again. I'm not sure. We could technically... Let's see, direction, value chosen. We choose the next one, yeah. Doesn't seem so. Weirdly enough. Doesn't seem to choose the next one. If math random is less, value chosen is 1. Why not? Show it here. And we add value chosen to see if we got a random or we are just very unlucky. We should increase the random. Wait, we should increase the random chance by 50-50 here. Let's see. Yeah, definitely got the wrong direction. Random chosen, random chosen. Here, it chose random the first 3 tiles. That's why it led it to a straight end. I don't like the diagonals though. We definitely need to fix it. Just that. Okay, that's better though. Okay, so the random chance was fine at 30%, but we need also to incentivize the use of going straight. So, how do we do it? We should... I think we should check if the path we were walking was fine. Though again, walking too straight would be weird. Would be even better if... here, because I want to incentivize going straight once. Not twice. So we could do... yeah, I have an idea. Where was it? Here. Almost. Here. No, here. So previous direction chosen, we can go with 0. And we can use it later. So, before doing this, or instead of doing this random, we make another condition. If previous direction chosen is different from 0, means we are going... well, we did not just change direction. So, if it's not 0, that means we should incentivize going one step straight. How do we do it? I'm a little lost. I hope we can do this and stop the streaming. So first we need to understand which direction we are, if we are walking this no, wait. If this one has a value different from 0, that means we are walking in that direction. So we should just make a if math random, we can make less than 0.7, 70% of going straight, then we go straight. We should do it later maybe, because here it defines the direction, but here we need to override that decision. If we go straight, the direction gets updated to the previous direction chosen. In change though, the previous direction chosen returns to 0, to avoid incentivizing going more than once in the direction. I hope I wrote it right. This doesn't de-incentivize going more than 2 tiles straight, because if there's a longer road it will take it, but the 30% of changing probably will help. Okay, now we have a 70% chance of going at least 2 tiles straight. Not more though. Yeah, the problem is, if we do 2 tiles, and we choose randomly the next tile again, it will force the even tiles to be repeated. So if I go right once, it will go right a second time. Then, if right is still viable, it goes right 2 more times, because the 3rd time is still very incentivized. Well, let's see better the formula, why not? I should incentivize going only 2. After that, well, this is pretty good, but still diagonal. It doesn't seem to incentivize going straight, though. Why? Sure, let's force it. Oh wait, because we are not defining the first time. This one will always be 0. So we need to define it. When it's 0, we need to define it. Okay. Again, though, I hope it doesn't cause problems where it will force a straight line more than it should. It seems a little better, though. I don't want it to be perfect, I just want something decently fun, and this one is. Wait, why is it outside? I got scammed! That's a scam, wait. Let's see again. I like this one. Wait, you're blocking the way, right? Okay, that's... yes. This one was illegal. Who programmed it? Ah, wait, I got why. There's a bug now. Because I don't check if the next direction is valid. I just set it, which is very wrong. So I need to check if the next direction is inside. If it's considered. So we need to check. The last step, please, last step. So we need to define a condition. Let is previous direction variable. Let's say by default true. And now we check if, or we do a for, we check every value inside the distances that are valid. So for each direction you could move, which is valid, we check if it includes the previous direction. We should check if it's 0 though. Should be inside here maybe. Yeah, let's go. We can also keep this one, sure. Okay. So, we are sure that previous direction now is not 0. So, if the value, if there is a valid if the previous direction is valid, since it exists in the array, on the value 1. I'm past. Okay. So if the previous direction is valid, so it's inside the array of the valid movements, then previous direction variable is true. And we can break the loop. So we override the previous thing only if the previous direction is viable. Otherwise we don't. But also we don't update the previous direction we chosen, which we should still do here. In any case. I wonder if there's a better way, but it works. Oh, hello Arlequin, break some spaghetti! We are definitely doing spaghetti code and we are definitely breaking them, so I think you're pretty right here. Don't mind the bed on the ground, I don't know how it ended up here. We are just now ending the test, the programming of the Rainbow Road minigame. Well, the name is more fancy than it should, but you need to walk on a line without a lot of guidance. Let's see. Why it's going on the right, though? It's the furthest path now. It should opt for the furthest path. Okay, here. Okay, that's way better. Okay, it stops at 10. But it can go further. Why not remove the limits? Or I would say add the limits to the skill. So we have a parameter we can have. We can add. The starting value, we can set it to 55. This will be the max number of iteration it will do. Before it was only 10. Max loops. We need to define this one though. Which will be read from in variables 43 if I remember correctly. The value number 3. I'm not even sure. Let's check. $43? It is? It is? Is it? Let's look for this. I'm not sure about something. Set. So every time I make a mini game, I read the values from the skill. I don't remember where. Here. Get dodge info from move. Let's see what it returns. Okay, here it gets every value and returns those info, which will be stored on variable 43. So yeah, on variable 43, we get all the information we need. Here we get the max loops from variable 43. And that's it. Now we just check we defined the thing. I'm pretty sure we did, and see. With unlimited bounds, we unlock the power of the Rainbow Tornado. Okay, well, this is not a good example, but maybe this one? Oh, way better, way better. You can see, you cannot move from here, because if you go down, it will create a loop. Let's see it better again. Oh, wait, this is very fancy. Yes, yes, yes. I like it. Ah! Well, this is not. Yeah, way better. Ah! It's getting hard, huh? A little more. Oh, come on. The worst direction. Yeah, here it got random and got... Ah, no, because it can go below. Okay. Okay, this is way better. Yeah. I like also it incentivizes going... Not going diagonally. Unfortunately, some are not good setups since the enemies are kind of blocking the way. Ah, it's a diagonal. Oh, too bad for the diagonal. Even here, that diagonal is bad because it will block a lot of ways. Those are pretty bad. Why below? You could go up. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. I'm not even in time. Okay. Well, though, it's going. Hello, Nirwanda. Hello. Oh, it's going. We just completed making 2 minigames. 2 dodge minigames, how I call them. I was just testing how much I could work with the Rainbow Road minigame. No, wait! Oh, there was the trick at the end! I love how the road disappears after the first step. I should remove the red... I should remove the red indications because they are not needed. They are still getting removed here. I can remove them in the minigame itself. Or I can just not remove them. I think I will not remove them. Maybe it's better. And see what happens. Okay, the red stays. And then disappears. I now realize I should work more on the animation, because now I just take damage. But I think I already did it, right? Run freaking animation. Okay, here. Based on the move ID, it will play different animations. For now we have other animations, but at least we have one here. It should run an animation now. Yeah, it's a game for the game jam, though only recently I can start working on it off stream. So now it starts some sort of a week of work. Just for the last part. Well, I'm glad I did the most part on stream. Well, the programming part on stream. Now I can focus on the story because I did nothing of the story. I planned it, but I did write nothing. At least I organized the sprites to have them, to have at least something decently watchable. I should post them on Twitter though, because posts like this go very well. I think we should have the timer depending on the length of it. Honestly though, I don't care. I will do it only if we have extra time. Like this one should have a slightly more timer, but it's doable. Okay, that's nice. I will add it in the list. Okay. That's nice. Okay. We did a lot of progress today. Because before the game only had 2 dodging minigames, 2.5. Now it has 4. We did 2 minigames in only almost 3 hours. That's a pretty good accomplishment. So now, let's see, the other minigame we did is the snake minigame. Yeah! I just need the graphics for everything though. I'm enjoying this. Aha! It's not like the other, but at least it's definitely more different. It has its charm. Yeah, did it. I should add more Priscillas to start, maybe. I don't know. We may need more Priscillas. Aha! Wait, what's the damage animation for this? Also, I think I got stuck. No, I'm fine. Also, the enemies block their way, so every time it will be different. Also because there will be traps. Wait. What if on traps? Will they follow me? Ooh, I didn't check that. That's cool, thanks. Unfortunately, up until now, we only had the bare bones and no improvement in the appearance. Now that everything coming together, it's getting way better, at least. So, I realize we should let the move spawn some spikes. Because we didn't check how it works. With which hazard? 2, okay. So now the moves will spawn spike hazards to simulate better the skill when there are hazards around. Because I feel like something will go wrong. Okay, yeah, there are hazards here. What now? Oh! Ooh, we're having problems! What's your problem? Variable contains not a function. Well, your face is not a function. What's the problem here? Maybe I can deal with this out of stream, maybe? Because it requires some testing, console logging. Yeah, no thanks. Well, I was planning to do 2 hours, but we did a little more. Maybe I should start streaming at 20 instead of 90, but I think it's fine. Okay, so I want to continue a little more, but we did 2 mini games, and for the gem maybe we can have all those 4 mini games. The snake, the Sokoban, the rainbow rod, and the button mini game. Maybe we can make changes to some of those, but mainly we won't have too many mini games. Those will suffice, maybe. Okay. So, to end the stream, we can raid. Oh, New is still playing 9 hours. That's awesome. Then let's go. Okay, then that's everything for today. So, there probably won't be streaming tomorrow, but we will do the finishing touches or whatever we can manage to the day after tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And the next week we're gonna start playing all the games of the gem. At least try to. Thanks a lot. Again, I appreciated everyone's company and we'll see ya whenever happens.